Hi, it's beautiful fall weather here in the Pacific Northwest. I've been enjoying the color changes in the trees and the change in the weather, getting a bit more cloudy, but it makes everything look brighter. It's been very inspiring for me, so let's go take a look at my November rack. So here's my nail polish rack. It is waiting to be filled for November. We're going to start at the bottom this time just to be a little bit different. And before we get started, my daughter specifically asked that I mention this Fantasy Maker Black. It's actually in my box of polishes that I need to restore because it got really dried out. It's, I think, about 12 years old. But she wants it to be mentioned because of the sparkly cap.
Because it's gold.
Because it's gold. It's sparkly gold. And that's sort of a Thanksgiving and fall color, huh?
Yeah, it's both.
It's both. Okay. And I also want to mention this Brewing Up a Storm by Night Owl Lacquer, because I've actually already worn it once, and this is being filmed the second week of November, and I wore it pretty much as soon as I got it. It just reminds me of, you know, the fall and winter skies, and it just goes really well with a lot of these colors. But it has a wider base, so it doesn't fit on the rack very well. So starting from the bottom, we have this one. It is called Graveyard Shift, and it came from the All Hallows Eve collection. And I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, from Clanada Cosmetics. It's a Canadian company, and I'm just not sure how to pronounce them, but they do really pretty polishes. So next we have Moonshine Mani's 2-week notice. The website describes it as an olive gray cream base with red to copper to gold microflakies, and this is from a Project Dupe It, where BB, from the owner of Moonshine Mani's, will pick some polishes that have been discontinued, and then she remakes them, but like with kind of her own special different twist. I've really enjoyed a lot of those polishes. Next we have Goblin Mode from Polish, but spelled with a P-A-H-L-I-S-H. And this one is this dark, like forest green with red, copper green, micro flaky shimmer. And it just seems very, very fall to me. Then I have ILNP's Venom. This one is a magnetic. It's like a deep dark green with a lighter green, like an olive kind of green magnetic pole. Let's see if I could get it on camera. Then we're getting into a few purples, which isn't usually a fall color, but sometimes when the weather's been really gray, you just need a bit brighter colors. And plus there's always going to be purple on my rack. So this one is Creative Fantasy by China Glaze. It's just kind of a nice red leaning dark purple. The cream finish. Then I have Council of the Moon from Potion Polish. This was actually on my Halloween rack, but I did not end up wearing it, and I really want to still. And it's a very light, kind of a mauve or lavender purple cream base with these gold flakes in it. And then we have Painted Polish Eggplant Went On Me, and it's a dark eggplant purple with kind of coppery gold flakes in it. And I actually thought the two of them would go together well in a manicure. Again, the last one for this ground level row is OPIs, and it's Alpaca My Bags, which very much like brewing up a storm. It reminds me of the sky this time of year, and I also really appreciate the silly puns in nail polish names. Going up to the next row, we're starting off with one of the NASA Orly collabs. There's 4 of them, and all 4 of them are on my rack this November. This one is kind of a rainbowy night sky, which isn't really November specific, but the rest of its little friends are up here, and I don't want it to get separation anxiety. There's also pretty much always room for a night sky polish. Then we have Feed Me from Moonshine Manny's. This one is also a magnetic, and it's from one of the, I think one of the Halloween collections. So Feed Me is from the Little Shop of Horrors movie. That's what the killer plant Audrey 2 sings about, is being fed blood. So besides being magnetic, there's a lot going on in this one. There's lots of larger flakies and it's in kind of a deep kind of rusty brown, and it has a blood red magnetic pull. I have quite a few from Moonshine Manny's on this November rack because they're a new to me brand, and I've been really enjoying them. Honda Cosmetics. This one is called Dark and Stormy. And it's actually, I'm wearing it on as an accent nail because I was just very curious how it would look on. And it's very shifty. It's got a lot of colors going on. The website describes it as an amber gold, pewter shifting, shimmer floating in deep purple base. And it was actually 1 coat opacity for me. Yeah, I'm trying to get it moved on the camera so that you could see the purple base, because it just has so much shimmer that you like almost can't see it. But anyway, I thought it was a very nice Thanksgiving, and now we have another Moonshine Manny's. This one is a thermal, and it's called Lori. One thing I really appreciate about Moonshine Manny's is that right on the label it'll say thermal polish or magnetic polish, because I sometimes forget that they're magnetic or thermal. So it's nice that they just label it right there. I know a lot of people don't like thermals because they don't keep their thermal finish forever. But I think they're fun, and they last at least like a few years, or they do for me, I guess, because I keep them fairly cool. But as long as you like its cool state color, then you might as well get it, because that's what that's the color that it'll eventually stay. Next I have OPI is the only one. It's one of the astrology collection, and it's just this really pretty gold with kind of a lighter gold shimmer. I'm actually wearing it as a pedicure right now. This is another one from the NASA collab with Orly, and it's also really pretty gold. It's sort of I guess a cooler toned gold than the only one. And this one is called Golden Record. I should remember that because it's gold. I've been wanting to get the NASA collab for a while, and I finally did a few weeks ago, so I'm really excited to wear them all, and they all seem like really nice fall colors to me. So next we have a couple of creams. We have Essie's Check Your Baggage, and we have one from Orly's Breathable line. It's called Caught Off Board. It's just nice to have a couple of nice solid creams, and with all the specialty finishes. I like Essie in general for creams. They have a really nice formula, and they're good solid colors that you can use for lots of things, including nail art or Skittles. So you're probably going to hear a lot in the background because I have 2 cats and one of my kids helping me. This one is another thermal, another Moonshine Mani thermal. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. And so you can see it's in its warm state near the base, and then the cool state at the free edge of my nail. And so its cool state is this nice, like kind of mossy green with a lot of sparkle, and then its warm state is this sort of pinky, almost nude color, but then it has just packed with that gold shimmer. Okay, so last on this row we have Zoya's Eunice, which is, I think of it as kind of a mossy forest green, and it has a fairly light kind of gold or yellow shimmer. Okay, up to the next row. We're starting out with a Sally Hansen Color Therapy. This one is called Pomegranitude. It's sort of a dusty rose, sort of a pink. It's leaning more red, and then it has a nice shimmer running through it. Then I have Light Slacker True Blood. It's a magnetic. It was from their, I think it was the Book of Hexes collection in October. And it is kind of a deep, I guess, oxblood or blood red, and then it has kind of a coppery shimmer in it that has the magnetic pull. I just thought it was a nice fun fall leafy color. Next I have from the Orly Breathable, I have No Fig Deal. So I'm glad that I saw swatches of this first, because it's a very, very dark, kind of a wine red. But from the pictures it looked more like a very dark purple. And I think it's described on the website as a purple as well. But I really like the color. I just would have been disappointed if I didn't know that it was going to be a wine red instead of a purple. And then I have a third one from the NASA collection. This one is called Perseverance, and it's kind of an orangey red, like Mars colored, with a shimmer in it. Okay, my daughter wants to show you what it looks like on her nail.
It mostly chipped off.
That's okay.
And for this one,
for Golden Record,
I also have this one.
Yeah.
These two are the best you're gonna see of them.
Yeah.
I chipped off a lot.
That's okay. That happens with nail polish.
Yeah. And I'm thinking of what I gotta do.
Yeah, then, yeah, when it chips off or you take it off, you think about your next manicure. I have another from my potion polishes, and this one is called Smoky Maple Chai. So it's described as a chameleon finish, which I think is kind of the perfect description. You kind of can't even really pin down what color it is. It goes from kind of a yellowish green, like all the way to like a dark red. I liked it so much that when I first got it, I wore it twice in a row for manicures, which is pretty unusual for me. I just did not want to take it off. And this is ilnp's Carved, which is part of their, I think it was called the Fright Night collection. And it's a deep pumpkin-y orange, almost red leaning. and it has these kind of, it's packed with these really small, like, I guess flakies. They're different shaped. It's just a really fun finish that I liked, and a nice color too. These two are a little bit similar actually on the nail. We have Holo Taco Sunset Simulation, and it shifts from kind of a pinky red all the way to sort of a brownish orange. And then this one is Touch of Magic. And it sort of has a similar shift, just I guess in sort of a different tone. I think they're different enough to have them both on my November rack. And they both kind of remind me of the trees changing colors. Then I have Potion Polish Woodland Autumn, which I've actually already worn. So head on, it looks like a forest green with gold flakies, but it has this dark red shimmer going through it. So it'd actually be kind of a cool Christmas polish too. Yeah, I already did this as a manicure, and it paired really well with Night Owl Lacquer's Brewing Up a Storm. Then I have ilnp's Fawn, which is also a magnetic. This came from their spring collection. And so this is sort of a coppery brown, and then it has this bright magnetic pull. So the last one on this shelf of my rack is going to be Mooncat's Dark Horse. It's a really, really pretty, like kind of a dark brown, and it has this red and gold shimmer going through it. And this pairs really well with a lot of other colors, or it's just pretty enough that you could wear it on its own. I wore it at least twice in October. I'm gonna have to readjust everybody. I know it fits in there somehow, but I'll figure it out in a minute off camera. Now we're ready for the toppers, which go on the top. So this one is Cirque's All Nighter, and it's a clear base with these like kind of broken chips or flakies of gold. And we have the topper from the NASA collab. And this one is called Spirit of Peace. I'm going to try and bring it a little closer but still in focus. There's a gold shimmer, there's gold hex glitters, and then there's these really small white matte glitters, which does give kind of a star effect, but could be put over other colors really easily and just look really nice. Then we have Rogue Lacquer's Feelin' Pumpkin Spicy, which I did wear in October as well. It's a flaky balm. You can actually wear it to full opacity in about 2 or 3 coats depending on your nail length. But I like to put a really thin coat on as a topper. And it just kind of looks like crushed leaves with like some extra purple sparkle to me. So I'm keeping it on here for my November rack. This one is Maybelline Color Show, and it's called Gilded Rose. I don't know if they're actually making this line anymore. I got it quite a while ago because it was one of our wedding colors was copper. So that's why I ended up getting it, but I use it kind of all year. It's one of my favorite toppers. Okay, we have Night Owl Lacquer's Fun with Foliage, which my daughter and I have both already worn. I think she wants to model it for you. And it has some flash reactive, so it is difficult to take off, but it's totally worth it.
It's on all of my nails.
Yeah, it's on all of her nails.
But I'll just show the best.
And it has some red. Yeah, it has some red flakies and some gold flash reactive. It's just really full of lots of things.
It's not focusing.
That's okay. It's okay. The camera was trying to focus on more than one thing at once. That's a problem I have too. And then this is kbshimmer's Take It or Leaf It, which besides the fun pun name, it's very much a leaf inspired topper. It goes from green to red, and it just goes really well on a lot of different bases. And then we have Nail Hoot, and this one, the label actually fell off, but I believe it's something called Starry Night Glow, and it has these nice kind of iridescent star glitters in with the other glitters and shimmers, and it is a glow in the dark. And then last on my rack is one of the ones that I mixed up myself. I call it Rose Gold. And I guess it's a little more red leaning than Rose Gold usually is. But I just think it's a nice color for this season. Thank you for filling up my November rack with me. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Also, I would love to hear from you in the comments about your favorite November colors, what you have on your rack, and your November nail art ideas. Bye!